Today's episode will be covering the first part of the physics system for this game, integration. Integration is a mathematical technique that describes how to make something move over time in a predictable manner. In our case, the physics system will be exceedingly simplistic and will only include acceleration and velocity. There will be no mass, friction, or rotation, which keeps things pretty light. Things will get more complex when we get into collision detection and response. We'll also need to cover implementing a particular data structure that is useful for holding a list of things in contiguous memory. It's basically an array with some functions on top. Before we get into the meat, consider triple smashing that like button and sharing this video, as big numbers are a good incentive for me to create more videos. First off, I made an extra type to satisfy my muscle memory. usize replaces size_t. This should be familiar if you've been using Zig or Rust. This is optional, as are the other types, but just so you know about it, usize is size t. To store our physics bodies, we could just use an array, but there's enough commonalities to this and other arrays we'll use in the future that it's worth creating a more general data structure. We'll be creating an array-backed list. We will have the convenience of list functions with the iteration speed of an array. Let's create our array list header in the engine directory. Include types and define a struct. We'll have 3 usizes and a void pointer. Len is the current number of inserted items. Capacity is the total number of items that can be stored. Item size is the size of each item in bytes. And items is a pointer to where the array is stored in memory. We need some functions to make using this a bit easier. ArrayList create returns a pointer to the created list. Append returns the index where the item was stored, or -1 if it fails. Get returns a pointer to the data at a specified index. Remove returns 0 for success and 1 if it fails. It will just remove the item from the list. These functions will suffice for now. As is the custom, create an ArrayList directory and copy the function prototypes into ArrayList C. The create function is pretty straightforward. We'll allocate memory for the list, return null if that fails. Then we'll set up the members and allocate space for the items based on the initial capacity. Finally, we return a pointer to the list. The append function starts with us checking to see if the list is full. If it is, we need to increase the capacity. If the capacity is 0, we just increase it to 1. Otherwise, we double it. This can potentially waste a bunch of memory, but for this simple implementation, we don't mind. We'll then use the realloc function to get us some more space. Return out if that fails, or update the pointer if it succeeds. Since we're returning the index, we can combine defining that variable with incrementing the length. If you don't know, and I probably should have explained this in the last episode when we did some funky pointer arithmetic, if you put the double plus on the end, then the variable will be incremented after the value is assigned to index. If you put it on the front, then the variable will be incremented beforehand. So right now, if list length is currently 0, index will be 0 and the list length will increment to 1. However, if we had the double plus on the front, they'd both be 1. Now we just copy the data into the correct spot in the array using memcopy and return the index. The get function is very straightforward. It just handles doing the pointer arithmetic and out of bounds checking for us. It returns null if it failed and a pointer to the item if it succeeded. The remove function for this implementation is an out of order remove. That means if you need to keep all the items in the list in the same order, this won't work. Instead, what we do is copy the last item into the spot where the item to be removed is, and then decrease the length by 1. Now we'll move on to the beginnings of our physics system. Create the physics header inside engine, and then include linmath and types. Now we'll define a couple of structs. The first is AABB. That stands for Axis Aligned Bounding Box. It's a rectangle that cannot rotate. We'll be using AABBs for our collision detection later. Next, we define the body struct. This will have an AABB, velocity, and acceleration. Finally, we need a few function prototypes. An init function that takes no arguments and returns nothing. Likewise, an update function called in our game loop. A body create function that returns the index of the created body. And a body get function that returns a pointer to the body by index. As is the custom, create a physics directory, then copy the prototype into a new C file. Before we fill this one out, we need to create an internal header like the one we use in the render module. Create physics_internal.h and include ArrayList and types. Then define a struct called physics_state_internal. In this struct, we'll just have an array list called bodyList. We'll add more to this later. For now, just save the file and head back to physics.c. First up, we need to include some headers. Then we'll declare a static state variable. For the init function, we just use the ArrayList create function. In the update function, we'll just declare a body pointer, then iterate through the body list. In each iteration, we'll update the velocity based on the acceleration, then update the position based on the velocity. In the create function, we'll just create a body struct. Set the AABB position and half size, then set the velocity to 0. The reason we use half sizes will become more apparent when we do the collision detection code. Next, we'll attempt to append the body to the list of bodies, and if it fails, we'll exit the program. Finally, we'll just return the index, which is the new length -1. Lastly, for the get function, we'll just wrap the ArrayList get function. And that's all we have to implement in this episode. Time to add some code in main to test it out. We'll start by importing physics.h. Inside main, initialize physics and declare a body count variable that we'll use for our little demo. Then we'll loop through and create a body at a random location with a random acceleration between -100 and 100. In the loop, we'll call physics update, and then we'll loop through the bodies we created and render them. If they go outside the window, we'll just reverse their velocities. And we'll also cap the velocity at 500 or -500. Before we can compile, we need to update the build script. It's exactly the same as the previous episodes. Now compile, run, and you should see something like what we have on the screen. In the next episode, we'll be looking at collision detection. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when that comes out.